All right, welcome, kings and queens, y'all. We are back, and this is actually an extension of the Love and Marriage Huntsville commentary that I did last week, live when Sonny and Moses came up. So I thought I'm going to spin the block because I know the episode 3 kicks off tonight, and I was like, you know what? Let me come back as promised and give you the second part of that commentary that I just kind of pushed aside because listen. Real time takes over. You never know what's going to happen in the palace, but I wanted to pick up where I left off. Let's talk about it. For those of you who are just tuned in, or if you're new to the channel, welcome to the palace. I am Queen Sheba. I cover a variety of hot topics specific to reality television, but most importantly, I hone in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience.
Subscribe now.
Now, let me shift over into Keke and Melody, because Keke, I wish you would show up differently. You are just doubling down on the same behaviors and the same narrative that causes folks to question whether or not you're telling the truth. Keke and Melody had a scene. First off, I'm glad that Keke showed up because she didn't have to show up. And I'm gonna say when she walked through the door, I felt like she was genuinely happy to be there. Now I don't know if Keke was genuinely happy to be there because she was like, "Girl, thank you for filming with me because that means I'm gonna get paid." Either way, whether she was smiling because that money comes to me, or whether she was smiling because maybe Melody what is it called? Offered an olive branch just to be able to sit down and talk and give her a little bit of closure. So Keke walks in, okay. And I kind of feel like had Keke told the truth and gotten ahead of this, it would have been an admirable move on her behalf. Very admirable. If she would have got ahead of it and say, yeah, I was on some bullshit. I picked up the phone to what I thought was a friend and I vented about how I felt or how I felt that you made me feel in Houston. Now, I didn't know it was going to go that far. Maybe I should have intervened. I actually don't know why I did. But all I'm saying, had you gotten ahead of it and had a conversation with your friend, it wouldn't have gotten so out of control, in my opinion, okay? Keke, you went wrong when you lied. Now, here's the thing. My question to you is, why does everybody say you lie? Letitia say you lie. Other content creators say you lie. Your family, Marcel. Why are people? I'm gonna ask you this, Keke. Do you have any idea why people have pegged you and labeled you as a liar? Because lying will always get you jammed up. Melody was being a good friend to you, but you were entailing doubt about her character behind her back with somebody that heavily dislikes her. Of all the people that you could have picked up the phone and called to vent, and I'm not saying she don't have a right to vent. Let's not get it twisted. Why did you talk to him, of all people, about Melody? Now, I'm going to keep it honest. I think because you knew what time it was. I think you knew if you got this in front of the right person, they would take it and run with it, and you would let them do the dirty work. That's what I'm thinking. Let's call a spade, okay? Period, point blank. That's what I believe. I'm not sure of the real why. Only Keke knows, but my brain says that there may have been something you didn't get from Melody emotionally that made you feel this, some kind of way. Now, y'all got to keep in mind, I made these notes way last week. Come to find out, I can't remember who it was. If it was Tea Talk with Your Girl or if Keke said in real time on one of her interviews that she actually got mad because Melody showed more attention and affection to Letitia last year on the trip. Now, that's kind of scary to me. Let me tell you why. When grown women start to get into their own head about what another grown woman should be serving up to them to meet their emotional needs by way of work, by way of social media, by way of just being grown on some grown ass shit. Okay. And I'm not talking about your family, your best friend, your close confidants. I'm talking about Women who don't recognize that your emotional efficacy is up to you. Your emotional development is up to you. You got to be able to pour in and receive. And it seems like women like Keke don't see it that way. I'm here for pour into me because that's what I need. And I'm mad because you're pouring into Letitia. But what have you poured back out of your cup? That's my question. What have you poured back out of your cup? And most people, both men and women, are too busy being self-absorbed to say, actually, now that I think about what have I really poured? What have I really given that was genuine to this person or to Melody? Huh. That's my challenge to you, Keke. What have you really done or given that would give you the audacity and the right to be pissed off because Melody is being a human being and having a human conversation with your cousin, whom you actually got aggressive with because you felt rejected? Y'all get what I'm saying? Those emotions. You rejected me. I feel rejected. It's a trigger for me. I feel attacked because you didn't speak. So I'm going to throw fucking water in your face, creating the scene between Letitia and Keke. Emotions that tend to go away over time. And as a result, they showed up again in Houston. And now you've gone from being mad at your cousin to being mad at your friend. Y'all, I can't make this up. What about the goodness that you were able to enjoy before Melody pissed you off? What about the goodness that she poured into you before she pissed you off? Do people ever pause to think about that? I remember one time at a workplace, somebody told me you're only as good as your last good deed. Most people forget about everything else as soon as you tell them no, or you go a different direction and they think you should have gone in. That's when you meet the real person. You didn't do this for me, then I feel as opposed to saying, you know what, everybody has a right to allocate their resources how they see fit. And emotional support is a resource. And maybe they just don't have it for me today because they've been so busy pouring into me in the past that maybe they need to save some for themselves. Did you look at it like that, Keke? Most people don't. So, my question still stands. When you have that conversation with Anthony, did you ever consider the goodness that you were able to reap before you got pissed off in that moment? Did any of that play into your head? Because I know on it's being reported that on some of the interviews that you're having, you say, I didn't need nothing from her. Things I don't need, I don't accept. Things that I don't need, I don't open my hand as a welcome well and receive. Things I don't need, whether I ask for them or not. And I will kindly say, thank you so much. Bless somebody else. I'm not in need right now. I think it's crazy to shit on goodness, serendipity, when it finds its way to you. And because you're still pissed off, not just Keke, all of us, right? Oh, I didn't need that. Then why'd you take it? Why'd you take it? You could have left it on the table. When do we become responsible for ourselves, Keke, as an adult? Because a lot of folks like Keke are running around screaming my pain, my trauma, my this, my that, my triggers, my this. When do you become responsible for yourself and you think or you say to yourself, okay, I got to put my big girl pants on and I got to get it together. I can't keep singing the song and the same song and dance year after year after year after year after year. I'm being used. I'm being rejected. People don't accept me. People discard me. People this, people that. My cousin this, my cousin that. Huh? As a grown woman, as a grown man, I'm just curious. I'm glad she showed up. I don't think it's wrong for her to feel slighted by Melody. Hell, we all have a day where we feel slighted, right? That's okay. People feel how they feel. It's how you handle how you feel that becomes mm, questionable. It's how you handle how you feel that becomes questionable. And you cannot make another adult responsible for your behaviors and the way you behave based on how you feel. We got to do better than that, in my opinion. Kiki, you were plotting to take your friend down, girl. You were plotting to take that woman down and let that woman fall flat on her face, and you had no intentions of intervening, saying anything, because it would have been a convenience for you. You would have became top dog on that show the way things were headed in that direction. It was set up for you to capitalize on it. It was set up to ruin Melody's reputation. And I feel like you stood back in the cut because you like, fuck it. I ain't gonna really say too much because it's kind of like I put it out there. I made the call, but damn, if I can come up off of it, I'm gonna come up off of it. I'm gonna come up off of it. Period. And that's what you did. And that's where you were headed. And it backfired on you. And as a result, you lost a friend. It happens. You lost a friend. You misread the situation. You misread the playing field, and I think you underestimated your friend. Okay? I think you underestimated your friend. It was the plotting and the planning that was off-putting for me. Did you ever did you ever I don't think you did call Melody. You know what? Now that I think about last week's episode, she said you waited 6 months. So, and then initially when you came out with it, the whole rhetoric Kiki, Melody did, if Melody did something, would y'all hold her accountable? What did she do? She didn't do anything harmful to you. You never outlined what she did outside of hurting your feelings. And as a matter of fact, you left out a lot of details about a lot that she did do for you while you were in Houston. And I hate that your emotions overshadowed your ability to see your friend as a genuine, caring woman who put you on, who helped you get in a room. Not necessarily a seat at the table, but you was in a room as a friend of the show. You was in a room. Now, the seat at the table, you got to work your way to the table. You got to earn your way to the table, but she helped you get in a room. And that's so effed up, y'all. When people do you like that, they don't remember none of that shit. Only the moment that you didn't do what they thought you should do. Period, point blank. Okay. But hold on. This woman, your friend, shared the fruits of her labor with you by ensuring that you had a flight back home. Now, the word on the street is you said, I had a ticket. Maybe you did. But was it convenient for you? Because even if you had a ticket, your friend gave you something of a higher dimension by way of an airline ticket that was more convenient and that would get you touched down and home safely at a decent hour. Your friend, according to you, came out and said, I don't think it's a good time for you to come into the restaurant. Who would you have preferred to come out to say it? Marcel? Letitia with cameras? Who would you have preferred to tell you, don't walk in there? I would want my friend to come out. Don't send me nobody that don't fuck with me to tell me what the camera's running. Don't come in. Because I know what you trying to do. You trying to embarrass me on TV. You didn't want your friend to come out and give you the bad news? Okay. After they didn't want you in there? Yeah, send me my friend. Because if these people don't want me in here, let my friend come tell me. Because let the wrong person walk up out of that restaurant. And I know you've been poking and poking. Yeah, this may be different. This may be different. You may get some more water, if not these hands. So you really mad as opposed to grateful? And not only that, all right, girl, y'all go ahead and film. I understand they being the, and why don't we meet up a little bit later? There's always options. Let me back up. Let me back up a little bit. I don't think Keke was ready for the level of conversation that she had with Melody. I really don't think so. I think it's very unfortunate, the turn of events. Keke said that she reached out to Melody maybe after the news broke, and she said Melody wasn't ready to receive it. That's okay. People don't have to. You got to give people time to process. That's another thing. Stop trying to bogart somebody into a conversation. Pause. Let it evolve. Let everybody cool health. What is it called? Cool heads prevail, and then let's come back to it. And I don't think Keke was ready for this conversation because she keeps blaming her mama, and that's horrible in my opinion. Keke, that's horrible that you're gonna throw mama under the train. I don't care if your mother called the president of the United States. Keep in mind, she did it on your behalf. Let me say it again. You are throwing your mother under the train for something that she did on your behalf, whether you knew it or not. And the fact that she stepped out and she was willing to put her neck on the line for you, don't throw your mama under the train. The least you can do is stand in the gap for your mama. Honor your mama, right, wrong, or indifferent. She was fighting for you because you called her highly emotional, triggered, angry, sensitive. And she responded as a mother would, as some mother, so not all, as some mothers would when they've had a troubled child, a troubled grown woman child. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. I ain't trying to be funny. Oh, a child that's a woman that has dealt with a lot. Keke, I think you keep your mother on edge because she responded to your needs in a very, very stressful manner that she didn't think it through clearly. I think you may keep your mom on edge to the point that she becomes so desperate to quieten you down, she's not using her logic and her reasoning to think through it because she's so afraid for you. And that's unfair because you are a grown woman. And then the thanks that you give her is you throw mama under the train. Not even under the bus, under the train. Okay? And you're allowing her to take the blame for this. And I don't care if it's her idea, because it seems like your mom is the brain of a lot of this chaos based on some of the recordings. Okay, we're going to say A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Mama, stop. You are enabling her to not grow past where she is. You are enabling her to be dishonest and to run from the truth. You are enabling addictive behaviors. You got to stop because you're not helping. You are hurting, even if you think it's coming from a good place. You are going to have to step back and just be quiet. No more gameplay, no more strategy. It is what it is, what it is. And as a matter of fact, if you really care, don't let her go on these rants on social media, in these interviews. They're laughing at her. Don't let her go on these rants and yet embarrass herself again and again. And I don't know, y'all probably don't care because y'all see this as an opportunity to get out there and get public. What is it called? What is it called when they say any publicity is good? No, it's not. No, it's not. Depending on where you're headed, no, it is not. And you said you got something that you finna come out and shit on these hoes and you finna da da da. Then what are you doing? Get back in the lab, get busy, and start cooking because this ain't it. Throwing your mama under the train ain't it. Just be quiet. Be quiet. Work in silence. Don't do no more interviews until you are for sure that you got them talking points down because you said next time I come, I'm going to have my talking points down. Then you should not have come. You should not have come because that was pure entertainment and embarrassment. You've got to be able to get yourself together and present yourself as a professional. Otherwise, it's a wasted opportunity. It is a wasted opportunity. And people walk away shaking their heads and said, I told you. It's not honorable, Kiki. It's not. And I'm going to tell you the truth. It's not honorable. You are leaving a trail of destruction behind you. You are corrupting your relationships with people, family members, friends, entities, organizations. And I'm always, when people behave that way and they got the peanut gallery behind them, I always say, they don't give a shit about you. Because 9 times out of 10, either you're feeding something that they need and filling a void in their life, or they're filling a void in yours. When people are genuinely healthy, and they love and they care about you, they're going to say, let's not. Let's not. They may let you get it off once or twice. Go ahead and say what you need to say, because that's human nature, right? But repeatedly coming out to take jabs in interviews, repeatedly throwing shade, repeatedly insinuating, nah, not when you with a healthy group. And I'm looking sideways at her peanut gallery. Because who's being served here? Who's benefiting from this erratic behavior? Is Kiki benefiting? Or do y'all stand to benefit? Woo! I don't know. It's unfortunate. It's so unfortunate. Because child, the blind can't lead the blind. And if you're too quick to follow them, it can lead you to a path of destruction on both sides, period, point blank. Kiki should not be engaging by way of interview as long as she is feeling some type of way. It may take her months to work through everything that she's created. Because Kiki, you created this drama. You created it. Ain't nothing like a woman or a man that can say, shit, let me look at it like this. Yeah, I could have A, B, C, D. I could have done some things differently. And I don't hear that often. I don't. Emotions are tricky. Don't mean you shouldn't have them. Don't trust them. They're tricky. On a spirit level, don't trust them. Period. They are very, very tricky. Melody probably was not ready to talk previously when Kiki reached out because Melody was probably trying to figure out. I can't speak for her. I'm just trying to think through it. Like I said, let me think through it as a Scorpio because Melody's a Scorpio. And if I'm right, she was probably trying to figure out, number one, if she was offended or not. Because it takes a lot. If she was offended or not. Is there any offense here? Do I even feel offended? Because sometimes we're not. Even when we know you're being disrespectful, we don't care. We don't care. So you probably didn't get what you needed at first because she was probably still trying to figure out, do I even care? Am I offended? Kiki. I think Kiki's a Scorpio, y'all said. I don't know. But I will tell you this, Kiki. Listen to me. A Scorpio disengaging is a good thing. That means there's a level of respect there. And she was probably trying to work through how to salvage the relationship, even if the offense was intentional, so that she doesn't have to destroy you and leave you with your dignity and close the door quietly as a friend. Kiki vented to someone who had a different agenda. So, although Kiki was just pissed, the person that she vented to used it to carry out his own personal agenda. And unfortunate for you, Kiki, it backfired.